Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare.
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद राधा श्रीवासुदेव गौर भक्त वृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासुदेव गौर भक्त वृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासुदेव गौर भक्त वृंद। ओम हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कंचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदानेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरि प्रिये नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। बोलो श्री राधे गोलोकानंद भगवान की जय।
जय
बोलो श्रीमद् भागवतम की
जय।
हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्णा गजेंद्र प्रभु जी।
हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्णा अनिल जी। हरे कृष्णा अजय भाई।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा जो
हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा।
तो कल हम लोग लास्ट वीक वी कंप्लीटेड 7th अध्याय and we are starting 8th chapter. Yeah. And 8th chapter is about where Bhagwan Krishna यशोदा मैया को पूरा ब्रह्मांड अपने मुख में दिखाते हैं. That's what this adhyaya is about. So we'll read the shlok first. Anil ji.
श्रीशुकुवाच गर्गः पुरोहितो राजन् यदूनां सुमहातापाः व्रजं जगाम नन्दस्य वसुदेव प्रचोदितः. Sukadeva Goswami said, O Maharaj Parikshit, the priest of the Yadu dynasty, namely Garg Muni, who was highly elevated in austerity and penance, was then inspired by Vasudeva to go see Nand Maharaj at his home. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so Sukadeva Goswami is telling to Maharaj Parikshit, of course, right? And he said, Garg hai Purohito. And what is mentioned is the Garg Purohita is Sumahatapa hai, highly elevated in austerity and penance. That's how Garg Muni was. And Vasudeva Maharaj is asking him to go to Nandagaon. Yeah? Ajay?
तं दृष्ट्वा परम प्रीतः प्रत्युत्थाय कृताञ्जलिः अनर्चा धूच्छजिया प्रणिपातुरः सरम्. So when Nand Maharaj saw Garg Muni present at his home, Nand was so pleased that he stood up to receive him with folded hands. Although seeing Garg Muni with his eyes, Nand Maharaj could appreciate that Garg Muni was Adhoshaksh. That is, he was not an ordinary person seen by material senses. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Garg Muni was Adokshas. That's also another name for Lord Vishnu. Yeah? Adokshas means beyond, like all the senses are in their control, right? Not an ordinary person seen by the material senses, beyond the senses, right? Adokshas. And that's how Garg Muni was as well. Shiva Prabhu?
सुपविष्टम कृताथित्यम Gira sunratya munim Nand hitva bravid Brahna purnasya karvam kim. When Garg Muni had been properly received as a guest and was very comfortably seated, Nand Maharaj submitted with gentle and submissive words. Dear sir, because you are a devotee, you are full in everything, yet my duty is to serve you. Kindly order me. What can I do for you? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Nanda Maharaj is telling Gargmuni, he is the Brahman Purnasya. Brahma Purnasya. Yeah? He is full in everything. Yeah? So he doesn't need anything, but still Nanda Maharaj is asking, how can he serve him? Mahat Vichalanam Nrinam Grihinam Dinchetasam Nihashreyasaya Bhagvana Kalpate Nanyatha Kvachit. O my Lord, O great devotee, persons like you move from one place to another, not for their own interests, but for the sake of poor-hearted grihats, householders. Otherwise, they have no interest in going from one place to another, right? Like those Rishi Munis don't have to keep traveling from one place to another. The only reason they travel is to benefit grihast like us, right? The householders. So they can go and do the devotional bhajans or give some gyan and things like that. Like we have, Vedantiji Maharaj who comes here. If you have seen him, like every week he's at some other place giving the pravachan, either on Srimad Bhagavatam or Shiv Puran or Sri Ram Katha. Every week he's literally, when even 6 months he's in US, he goes to almost every temple and every place in US. Same thing in India. When he's there, he's like, his katha is ongoing, non-stop, constant. So those are the big rishis. Anilji?
Jyotishamainam sakshad yattajnanam matindriyam pranitam bhavatayen puman ved paravaram. O great saintly person, you have compiled the astrological knowledge by which one can understand past and present unseen things. By the strength of this knowledge, any human being can understand what he has done in his past life and how it affects his present life. This is known to you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So that's how Jnani Garg Muni is. Yeah. Nice purpose. So let's read this. Okay.
The word destiny is now defined. Unintelligent persons who do not understand the meaning of life are just like animals. Animals do not know the past, present, and future of life, nor they are able to understand it. But a human being can understand this if he is sober. Therefore, as stated in Bhagavad Gita 2.13, Dhiras tatra nam muhyati. A sober person is not bewildered. The simple truth is that although the life is eternal in this material world, one changes from one body to another. Foolish people, especially in this age, do not understand this simple truth. Krishna says, Dehinosmen yatha dehe kumaram yauvanam jara tat tatha dehantara praptir dhiras tatranam muhyati. As the embodied soul continually passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. The self-realized soul is not bewildered by such change. BG 2.13. Krishna, the greatest authority, says that the body will change, and as soon as the body changes, one's whole program of work changes also. Today I am a human being or great personality, but with a little deviation from nature's law, I shall have to accept a different type of body. Today I am a human being, but tomorrow I may become a dog. And then whatever activities I have performed in this life will be a failure. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So basically, the word destiny is defined here. What is being mentioned is people who are not understanding the meaning of life, why the life is there, yeah, creates an issue. It puts them into the karma yoga, and then they constantly take birth, is what is being mentioned. And of course, we know this famous shlok 2.13 from Bhagavad Gita, right? Which talks about dehino ismin yatha dehe. Sharir jo hai, right? How this body, what happens? It passes through Kumaram, Yovanam, Jara. Childhood, youth, and Jara is the old age. Like how the soul passes through all these different ages, yeah, and we don't even realize, right? It says it tatha dehantar praptir, like after the body at death, what happens? Dhiras tatra na muhyati. It also similarly passes into another body at death, is what is mentioned. As the embodied soul continually passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. Yeah. Can you read this, Shiva?
This simple truth is now rarely understood, but one who is a dhira can understand this. This is those in this material world for material enjoyment should know that because their present position will cease to exist, they must be careful in how they act. This is also stated by Rishabh Dev, Na sadhu manye yata atmano yam asan api kleshada asa deha. Bhagavad Gita 5.5.4. Although this body is temporary, as long as we have to live in this body, we must suffer. Whether one has a short life or a long life, one must suffer the threefold miseries of the material life. Therefore, any gentleman, Dhira, must be interested in Jyotisi astrology. Nand Maharaj was trying to take advantage of the opportunity afforded by Garg Muni's presence, for Garg Muni was a great authority in this knowledge of astrology, by which one can see the unseen events of past, present, and future. It is the duty of a father to understand the astrological position of his children and do what is needed for their happiness. Now, taking advantage of the opportunity afforded by the presence of Garg Muni, Nand Maharaj suggested that Garg Muni prepare a horoscope for Nand's two sons, Krishna and Balram. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. And what the most important thing which is mentioned here is those in this material world for material enjoyment should know that because their present position will cease to exist. So it doesn't matter if you are a billionaire or if you are president of the whole world or whatever, right? Your material enjoyment is will cease to exist. They must be careful in how they act because the current body will end at some point. Then the next body will be taken up if you still will be living in materialistic world because of the karma reaction. What is being advised is be very careful in acting, essentially saying getting involved into the devotional service and then not to suffer into another body and go back to Godhead. That's what it's trying to tell us. Hare Krishna, Tarun.
Hare Krishna. Tvam hi brahma vidam श्रेष्ठः संस्कारं कर्तुम् अर्हसि बलयोर अनयोर नरम जन्मना ब्रह्मणो गुरुः. I'm not able to minimize the camera to see the thing. Can you scroll up a little bit more? Thank you. My Lord, you are the best of the Brahmanas, especially because you are fully aware of the Jyotish Shastra, the astrological science. Therefore, you are naturally the spiritual master of every human being. This being so, since you have kindly come to my house, kindly execute the reformatory activities for my two sons. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, again, who is saying this? Who is
Nand
talking?
Maharaj is saying to Garg Muni.
Right, yeah. So Nanda Maharaj, Garg Muni, Vasudev Maharaj has sent him to Nanda Maharaj's house. Garg Muni has come and Nand Baba is glorifying the Garg Muni and saying him he is Brahma Vidyam Shrestha. He is the Shrestha in Brahma Vidya. And he's also Janmana Brahmano Guru hai. So basically he is asking him to execute the reformatory activities for my two sons. Who are the two sons?
Krishna and Balaram.
Right, yeah, of course. Right, Nanda Baba, two sons, Krishna and Balaram. So he is asking Garg Muni for that. Shri Garg Vacha Yaduna Mahamacharya Kyatasya Bhuvi Sarvada Sutam Maya Sanskritam Te Manyate Devaki Sutam. Garg Muni said, my dear Nand Maharaj, I am the priestly guide of the Yadu dynasty, and this is known everywhere. Therefore, if I perform the purificatory process for your sons, Kans will consider them the sons of Devaki. So Garg Muni is advising, like, because he is from Yadu dynasty, he is a priest of Yadu dynasty, everyone will think that Krishna Bhagavan is the son of Vasudeva Maharaj and Devaki. Right? He'll be considered as son of Devaki. And he doesn't want that to happen because Kans is, of course, looking to kill all the children who were just born. Right? Anil?
कंसः पापमति सख्यं तव चानुक दुन्दुभेः देवक्या अष्टमो गर्भो न स्त्री भवितुमर्हति इति संचिन्त यच्चुक्रुत्वा देवक्या द्वारिका वचः अपि हन्ता गताशङ्कस्तिहिं तिर् तन्नो अनयो भवेत्. Kamsa is both a great diplomat and very sinful man. Therefore, having heard from Yogamaya, the daughter of Devaki, that the child who will kill him has already been born somewhere else, having heard that the eighth pregnancy of Devaki could not bring forth a female child, and having understood your friendship with Vasudev, Kamsa, upon hearing that the purificatory process has been performed by me, the priest of the Yadu dynasty, may certainly consider all these points and suspect that Krishna is the son of Devaki and Vasudeva. Then he might take steps to kill Krishna. That would be a catastrophe. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Ajay?
Srinand Uvach Alakshitu Asmin Rahasi Mam Kairapi Go Vaje Kuru Dvijati Sanskaram Swasti Vachan Purvakam. Nand Maharaj said, my dear great sage, if you think that your performing this process of purification will make Kans suspicious, then secretly chant the Vedic hymns and perform the purifying process of second birth here in this cowshed of my house without the knowledge of anyone else, even my relatives, for this process of purification is essential. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Shiva Prabhu. Shiva Prabhu.
Yeah. Evam smar samprarthito vipraha swachiki rishit mevatat chakar nam karnam gudho rahasi balayoha. Sukadev Goswami continued, having thus been especially requested by Nanda Maharaj to do that which he already desired to do, Garg Muni performed the name-giving ceremony for Krishna and Balram in a solitary place. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So the name giving ceremony, yeah, is what we know for Krishna and Balram by Garg Muni. Shri Garg Vacha Ayam Hirohini Putro Ramyan Surido Gune Akhyashyate Rama iti Baladhikyadvalam Vidhu Yadunam Prithak Bhavat Sankarshan Sanyatapi. So Garg Muni said, this child, the son of Rohini, will give all happiness to his relatives and friends by his transcendental qualities. Therefore, he will be known as Ram. And because he will manifest extraordinary bodily strength, he will also be known as Bal. Moreover, because he unites two families, Vasudev's family and the family of Nanda Maharaj, he will be known as Sankarshan. Yeah. So this is how the different names for Balram is being given. So nice purport. Let's read this, Sataram.
Baldev was actually the son of Devaki, but he was transferred from Devaki's womb to that of Rohini. This fact was not disclosed according to a statement in the Hare Vamsa. Pradyuvyacha tatho Ramaha sarvams tam abhita pitam yadvesya api sarvesu bhavanta mama vallabha. Garga Muni did disclose to Nanda Maharaj that Balram would be known as Sankarsana because of uniting two families, the Yadu Vamsa and the Vamsa of Nanda Maharaj, one of which was known as Kshatriya and the other as Vaishya. Both families had the same original forefather, the only difference being that Nanda Maharaj was born of a Vaishya wife, whereas Vasudeva was born of a Kshatriya wife. Later, Nanda Maharaj married a Vaishya wife and Vasudeva married a Kshatriya wife. So although the families of Nanda Maharaj and Vasudeva both came from the same father, they were divided as Kshatriya and Vaishyas. Now Baldev united them and therefore he was known as Sankarshana. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prem sir.
Hare Krishna. Asana Varno Striyo Hasyai Gritno Anugram Tanu Shuklo Rakthata Pit Idani Krishna Katam Kata. Your son Krishna appears as an incarnation in every millennium. In the past, he assumed 3 different colors, white, red, and yellow. And now he has appeared in a blackish color. In another Dwapar Yuga, he appeared as Lord Ramchandra in the color of Sukha, a parrot. All such incarnations have now assembled in Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So again, Your son Krishna appears as an incarnation in every millennium. Who is saying this? Who is saying this?
Garg Muni.
Garg Muni, right? Garg Muni is answering to Nand Maharaj, right? And so Garg Muni is doing the naming ceremony, and he's saying your son Krishna appears as an incarnation in every millennium. Yeah, and then he gives example of Narayan in different avatars at different times. Okay, a nice purport. So let's read this. Anil?
Partially explaining the position of Lord Krishna and partially covering the facts, Garg Muni indicated your son is a great personality and he can change the color of his body in different ages. The word Grahanata indicates that Krishna is free to make his choice. In other words, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and may therefore do whatever he desires. In Vedic literature, the different colors assumed by the personality of Godhead in different millenniums are stated. And therefore, when Garg Muni said, your son has assumed these colors, he indirectly said he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because of Kansa's atrocities, Garg Muni tried to avoid disclosing this fact, but he indirectly informed Nanda Maharaj that Krishna, his son, was the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It may be noted that Srila Jiva Goswami, in his book Krama Sandarbha, has enunciated the purport of this verse. In every millennium, Krishna appears in a different form, either as white, red, or yellow, but this time he personally appeared in his original blackish form and, as predicted by Garg Muni, exhibited the power of Narayan. Because in this form, the Supreme Personality of Godhead exhibits himself fully, his name is Sri Krishna, the all attractive. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Ajay?
Actually, Krishna is the source of all avatars, and therefore all the different features of different avatars are present in Krishna. When Krishna incarnates, all the feature of other incarnations are already present within him. Other incarnations are partial representation of Krishna, who is the full-fledged incarnation of Supreme Being. It is to be understood that Supreme Being, whether appearing as Sukla, Rakt, or Pit, white, red, or yellow, is the same person. When he appears in different incarnations, he appears in different colors, just like sunshine, which contains 7 colors. Sometimes the color of sunshine are represented separately, otherwise the sunshine is observed mainly as bright light. The different avatars such as Manavatar, Avtaras, Leela avatars, and Dasa avatars are all included in the Krishna avatar. When Krishna appears, all the avatars appear with him. As described in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.3.26. Avatara hi asankhya Hare sattva nidher dvijah yatha vidalsina kulyah sarsa syuh saharasti. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Shiva Prabhu?
The avatars incessantly appear like incessantly flowing water. No one can count how many waves there are in now flowing water. And similarly, there is no limitations of the avatars. And Krishna is the full representation of all avatars because he is the source of all avatars. Krishna is Amsi, whereas others are Amsa, part of Krishna. All living entities, including us, are Amsas. Mama eva maso jiva loka jiva bhuta sanatanaha. These Amsas are of different magnitude. Human beings who are minute Amsas and the demigod Vishnu Tattva and all other living beings are all part of the Supreme. Nityo Nityanam Chetanam Katho Upanishad 2.2.13. Krishna is the full representation of all living entities, and when Krishna is present, all avatars are included in him. The 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam describes the incarnation of each yuga in chronological order. The Bhagavatam says, Krite Shuklas Chaturbahu Tretyam Rakta Varnosu Dwapare Bhagwan Syamaha and Krishna Varnam Tvi Krishnam. We actually see that in Kali Yuga, Bhagwan has appeared in Pita Varna or a yellow color as Guru Sundara, although the Bhagavatam speaks of Krishna Varnam. To adjust all these statements, one should understand that although in some yugas some of the colors are prominent, in every yuga, whenever Krishna appears, all the colors are present. Krishna Varnam Tvis Sakarshanam. Although Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears without Krishna or a blackish color, he is understood to be Krishna himself. Idanim Krishnatam Ghataha. Hare Krishna. Yeah. Gajendra Prabhu is
Sorry.
next one.
Yes. Completed. Okay. Tarun?
Same original Krishna who appears in different varnas has now appeared. The word asan indicates that he is always present. Whenever the Supreme Personality of Godhead appears in his full feature, he is understood to be Krishna Varnam, although he appears in different colors. Prahlad Maharaj states that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Chana, that is, although he is Krishna. He is covered by a yellow color. Thus, the Gaudiya Vaishnavas accept the conclusion that although Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in Pita color, he is Krishna. Krishna Varnam Tvyasunam Sanghapangastara Parsadam Yajne Sankirtana Prayar Yajanti Hi Sumede Saha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so what is being described here is in all different colors how Krishna appears in different millenniums. And what Garg Muni is telling here to Nand Baba is that your son has actually appeared in different yugas, in different colors, and he is actually like Narayan, is what Garg Muni is saying. Yeah. Prem?
Pragyam Vasudevasya Kvachidjat Svatmaja Vasudev iti Shriman Vigya Samprachakshate. For many reasons, this beautiful son of yours sometimes appeared previously as a son of Vasudev. Therefore, those who are learned sometimes call this child Vasudev. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so what is being mentioned is your son actually has So Nand Baba doesn't know the son of Vasudeva, right? But Garg Muni is telling him that your son actually has appeared as a son of Vasudeva in the previous births. If you remember, do you remember what was the name in Shambhu Manu's time when Krishna Bhagavan appeared to Vasudeva and Devaki? Krishni Bharg, right? If you remember. So anyway, so the few times as we had read, right, Krishna Bhagavan has appeared to Vasudeva Maharaj and Devaki in previous millenniums as well. And by taking that opportunity, what Garg Muni is telling is, your son is also called Vasudeva. Yeah, because of that Vasudeva. Yeah, Garg Muni indirectly disclosed this child was originally born as the son of Vasudeva. Although he is acting as your child, generally he is your child, but sometimes he is the son of Vasudeva. Bahuni santi namani rupani cha sutashate gunkarmanurupani tanyaham vedano jana. For this son of yours, there are many forms and names according to his transcendental qualities and activities. These are known to me, but people in general don't understand them. Yeah. And this is the Garg Muni whom Nand Baba has asked to do the naming ceremony for Krishna Bhagwan and Balram. So he is doing the naming for Krishna Bhagwan and he's saying he's known as Vasudeva sometimes. And he has Namani Rupani Chasutashare, right? He has many forms and names according to his transcendental qualities, which are known to me. Yeah. And again, a nice purport. Let's read this, Anilji.
Bahuni, the Lord has many names. Advaitam, Achyutam, Anadim, Ananta, Rupam, Adyam, Purana, Purusham, Nava, Yuva, Cha. As stated in the Brahma Samhita 5.33, the Lord is one, but he has many forms and many names. It was not that because Garg Muni gave the child the name Krishna. That was his only name. He has other names such as Bhakta Vatsal, Giridhari, Govinda, and Gopal. If we analyze the Nirukti or semantic derivation of the word Krishna, we find that Na signifies that he stops the repetition of birth and death, and Kris means Sattartha or existence. Krishna is the whole of existence. Also, Kris means attraction and Na means Ananda or bliss. Krishna is known as Mukund because he wants to give everyone spiritual, eternal, blissful life. Unfortunately, because of the living entity's little independence, the living entity wants to deprogram the program of Krishna. This is the material disease. Nonetheless, because Krishna wants to give transcendental bliss to the living entities, he appears in various forms. Therefore, he is called Krishna. Because Garg Muni was an astrologer, he knew what others did not know. Yet Krishna has so many names that even Garg Muni did not know them all. It is to be concluded that Krishna, according to his transcendental activities, has many names and many forms. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay. Ajay.
एष वह श्रेय आधास्यद गोप गोकुल नंदनः अनेन सर्वदुर्गाणि यूयं मज्ज स्तरिष्य. To increase the transcendental bliss of the cowherd men of Gokul, this child will always act auspiciously for you, and by his grace only you will surpass all difficulties. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. And again, who is saying this?
Garg Muni.
Yeah, Garg Muni to Nand Maharaj talking about Krishna. Yeah. Shiva Prabhu.
Puranen Prajpate sadhavo dasyu piditaha arajake rachyamana jigyur dasyunsmedita. O Nanda Maharaj, as is recorded in history, when there was an irregular, incapable government, Indra having been dethroned, and people were being harassed and disturbed by thieves, this child appeared in order to protect the people and enable them to flourish, and he curbed the rogues and thieves. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, and we of course know from Gita, Yada Yada Hi Dharmasya, right? That's when Lord Krishna appears. And that's what Garg Muni is telling Nand Maharaj. Yeah. Tarun?
Ya itasmin maha bhagah pritim kurvanti manavaha narayo bhi bhavanti itan Vishnu pakshan ivasuraha. Demons, asuras cannot harm the demigods who always have Lord Vishnu on their side. Similarly, any person or group attached to Krishna is extremely fortunate because such persons are very much affectionate towards Krishna. They cannot be defeated by demons like the associates of Kamsa or by the internal enemies, the senses. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Prem?
Tasman Nandas Josyam Te Narayan Same Gune Shriya Kityarn Nubhaven Gopaspat Samahita. In conclusion, therefore, O Nanda Maharaj, this child of yours is as good as Narayan. In his transcendental qualities, opulence, name, fame, and influence, is exactly like Narayan. You should all raise this child very carefully and cautiously. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so Garg Maharaj is actually telling Nanda Baba that he is none other than Narayan. He has all the gunas which are similar to Narayan. Yeah, Narayan Samo Gune Hai is what he is telling. In this verse, the word Narayan Sama is significant. Narayan has no equal. He is as Samordha. No one is equal to Narayan and no one is greater than he is. Yeah. Still, in this verse, Garg Muni is equating Krishna Bhagavan as Narayan because he is not equal, but he is actually Narayan himself. Yeah. Yeah. And then what he also mentioned here is that Garg Muni also indicated that although the child was exaltedly qualified like Narayan, he would enjoy more than Narayan as Rash Vihari, the central enjoyer of the Ras dance. As stated in the Brahma Samhita, Lakshmi Sahasrata Sambhram Sevyamanam. He would be served by many gopis who would all be as good as the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi. Shishukvaच ityatmanam samadishya garge च स्वगृहं गते नन्दः प्रमुदितो मेने आत्मानं पूर्णमाशिमाम्. Srila Sukdev Goswami continued, after Garg Muni, having instructed Nanda Maharaj about Krishna, departed for his own home, Nanda Maharaj was very pleased and considered himself full of all good fortune. Yeah. Anilji?
कालेन ब्रजताल्पेन गोकुले राम केशवो जानुभ्याम सह पाणिभ्याम रिंगमाणो विजाहृतुः. After a short time passed, both brothers Ram and Krishna began to crawl on the ground of Braja with the strength of their hands and knees and thus enjoy their childhood play. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So Sukdev Goswami ji परीक्षित महाराज को कृष्ण भगवान के बचपन के बारे में बता रहे हैं, बिकॉज दैट्स व्हाट Parikshit Maharaj wanted to know from Sukdev Goswami. Yeah? Again, a nice purport. So let's read this, Ajay.
One Brahmana devotee says, Srutim apare smritam itare bharatam anye bhajantu bhava bhita aham ih nandam vande yasalinde param brahma. Let others fearing material existence worship the Vedas, the Vedic supplementary Puranas and Mahabharata, but I still worship Nand Maharaj, in whose courtyard the Supreme Brahman is crawling. For a highly exalted devotee, Kaivalya, merging into the existence of the Supreme appears no better than hell, Nrakyate. But here one can simply think of the crawling of Krishna and Balaram in the courtyard of Nand Maharaj and always merge in transcendental happiness. As long as one is absorbed in thoughts of Krishna Leela, especially Krishna's childhood pastimes, the Parikshit Maharaj desire to be one is always merged in actual Kaivalya. Therefore, Vyasadeva compiled Srimad Bhagavatam, Lakshya Janato Vidvams Chakre Sarvata Samhitam. Vyasadeva compiled Srimad Bhagavatam under the instruction of Narada so that anyone can take advantage of this literature, think of Krishna's pastimes, and always be liberated. Shrutim apare smritam itare bharatam anye bhajantu bhava bhita aham ihanandam vande yasya jinde param bhajamu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Param Brahma. Yeah, what is being mentioned is very important things mentioned in this paragraph, right? First of all, one Brahman devotee is saying that he doesn't need to worship anything else. He can just worship the Nanda Maharaj because in his courtyard, the Supreme Brahma is crawling, right? Like Krishna Bhagwan has appeared. And then what is being mentioned is like Kevalya, like a lot of people will just say Kevalya and then merge into this whole nature and all that, right? Is no pleasure for the devotees. The only way you can get the transcendental bliss, the transcendental happiness, is by the devotional service to Lord Sri Krishna, yeah, by those 9 different ways, Shravanam, Kirtanam, etc. And then, so what is being mentioned is Vyasadevji compiled this Srimad Bhagavatam, right? The reason he has compiled Srimad Bhagavatam is so that people like us can take advantage of this literature, right? And we think about Krishna's pastimes, like this whole skand is about Lord Sri Krishna. What we are reading about Krishna's activities in childhood and as we continue to read, we are reading about Krishna's pastimes, and that is where the transcendental bliss is, and always that can help in liberation, is what is mentioned. And the other part is Vyasadevji compiled Srimad Bhagavatam, and who gave the instruction to him on Srimad Bhagavatam? Yeah, says right here, under the instructions of
Narad Muni.
Yeah. So Narad Muni gave these instructions to Vyasadeva Maharaj. And who gave the instruction to Narad Muni?
Sun Suryadevata? Sun God?
No.
No.
So Narad Muni is son of Lord Brahma.
Lord Brahma.
Yeah. So Lord Brahmaji gave the Srimad Bhagavatam instruction to Narad Muni. And of course, Lord Brahmaji got it directly from Lord Vishnu. And that's why it's mentioned that Srimad Bhagavatam is not something someone has written. It's coming directly from Lord Narayan, right? So Lord Narayan, Brahmaji, then Narad Muni, then Vyasdevji, and Vyasdevji gave it to whom?
Sukdev Swami.
Sukdev Goswamiji, yeah, that's what we are reading. Sukdev Goswamiji reciting this to Parikshit Maharaj, right? As is, Srimad Bhagavatam as is. And the same Bhagavatam which Sut Goswamiji had heard from Sukdev Goswamiji was recited at Nemisaranya. Yeah. But the important part mentioned is that thinking about Krishna's pastimes, yeah, can help in liberation. Shiva Prabhu? Shiva Prabhu?
Yes. Pavati Driyuk Nukrishya Sari Shripanto Ghosh Pradho Sharucharam Vraj Kardameshu Tanadhisht Mansa Vanushrite Lokam Mugdh Prabhit Vadupaye Turanti Matroha. When Krishna and Balram, with the strength of their legs, crawled in the muddy places created in Vraja by cow dung and cow urine, their crawling resembled the crawling of serpents, and the sound of their ankle bells was very charming. Very much pleased by the sound of other people's ankle bells, they used to follow these people as if going to their mothers. But when they saw that these were other people, they became afraid and returned to their real mothers, Yashoda and Rohini. Hare Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so Sukdev Goswami is describing the childhood activities of Lord Shri Krishna. Yeah. Tarun?
Give me 1 second. Tan matro nija sutavyu grahnaya snuvantyo pankanga raga ruchirav upragraha dorbhyam dattva sthanam prabhibato sma mukham nirikshya mugda smitala pralpa dasanam ayatu pramodam. Dressed with muddy earth mixed with cow dung and cow urine, the babies looked very beautiful, and when they went to their mothers, both Yashoda and Rohini picked them up with great affection, embraced them, and allowed them to suck the milk flowing from their breasts. While sucking the breast, the babies smiled and their small teeth were visible. Their mothers, upon seeing those beautiful teeth, enjoyed great transcendental bliss. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay.
Yarhi Angana Darshaniya Kumar Leela Avantavrje Tadbala Pragrihit Puchhe Vatsar Ritast Ubhar Bhav Nu Krishna Maino Prakshant Satya Ujit Griha Ja Shuhasan Santya. Within the house of Nand Maharaj, the cowherd ladies would enjoy seeing the pastimes of the babies Rama and Krishna. The babies would catch the ends of the calves' tails, and the calves would drag them here and there. When the ladies saw these pastimes, they certainly stopped their household activities and laughed and enjoyed the incidents. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Sringyagani Jaladvijkantakebhyah Krida Paravati Chalo Swasuto Nishedvam Prihani Kartumapi Yatra Natajjanyo Shekate Apaturlam Manosa Vanastam. When Mother Yashoda and Rohini were unable to protect the babies from calamities threatened by horned cows, by fire, by animals with claws and teeth such as monkeys, dogs, and cats, and by thorns, swords, and other weapons on the ground, they were always in anxiety and their household engagements were disturbed. At that time, they were fully equipoised in the transcendental ecstasy known as the distress of material affection, for this was aroused within their minds. Hare Krishna. So we'll continue to read. We'll pause here. We'll continue to read the childhood activity of Lord Shri Krishna. And then especially इस चैप्टर में कृष्ण भगवान जो पूरे ब्रह्मांड का दर्शन यशोदा मैया को कराते हैं is what we are going to read. Yeah? So I think we'll get to that tomorrow. Okay. So we'll pause now. And then again, as this is Shravan month, and we started listening to Shiv Mahima last week, we'll continue listening to that today and tomorrow. So we'll hear 6 minutes today, and then tomorrow 6 minutes. That will complete the Shiv Mahima Strota. So we'll hear for around 6 minutes. Yeah. Continuing from last week.
ध्रुवं कर्तु श्रद्धा विधुरमभिचाराय हिमखा प्रजानाथं नाथ प्रसभमभिकं स्वान्दुहितरं गतं रोहितभूतां रिरमयिषु मृष्यस्य वपुषा धनुष्पाणिर्यातं दिवमपि सपत्राकृतममुं प्रसन्तन्तेऽद्यापि यजति न मृगौ व्याधरभस धनुषमनाय पुरलुष्टं दृष्ट्वा पुरमथनपुष्पायुधमपि यदि स्त्रैणं देवो यमनिरतदेहार्धघटना दवैति त्वामद्धावतवरदमुधायुवतय स्रगपिन्दुकरोति परिकर अमङ्गल्यं शीलं तव भवतु नामैवमखिलं तथा विस्मर्तॄणां वरद परमं मङ्गलमसि सविधमवधायात्तमरुतं प्रहृष्यद्रोमाण प्रमदसलिला तत्त्वं किमपि यैनस्तत्किल भवान् त्वमार्गस्त्वं सोमास्त्वमसि पवनस्त्वं भूतवः त्वमावास्त्वं व्योम त्वमुधरणिरात्मा त्वमिति च परिच्छिन्नामेवं त्वयि परिणता विप्रतुभिरं न वेद्मस्तत्तत्त्वं वयमिह तु यत्त्वं न भवसि जयन्तिस्रो वृत्तिस्त्रिभुवनमगोत्रेणपि सुरानकाराद्यैर्वर्णैस्त्रिभिरभिदधत्तीर्णविकृति तुरीयन्ते धाम ध्वनिभिरवरुन्धानमणुभिः समस्तं व्यस्तं त्वां शरणदगुणाद्योमिति पदम् यदभिधानाष्टकमिदम् अमुष्मि प्रत्येकं प्रविचरति देवश्रुतिरपि प्रियायास्मै धाम्ने प्रविहितनमस्योऽस्मि भवते निष्ठाय प्रियदवदविष्ठाय च नमो नमः क्षोदिष्ठाय स्मरहरमहेशाय च नमः नमो वर्षिष्ठाय त्रिनयनयविष्ठाय च नमो नमः सर्वस्मै ते तदिदमिति शर्वाय च नमः
All right, Bolo Shivji Parvati Mata ki.
Jai.
So we'll continue hearing this beautiful stuti about Shiva Mahima tomorrow. We'll complete it tomorrow actually. Thanks. And I will also continue reading Srimad Bhagavatam, and we'll see how Lord Krishna shows the Brahman to Yashodamaya. A beautiful reading. Yeah, very blissful reading.
Yeah.
So see you tomorrow at 9:30.
Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.